Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's just say it. The conversation around GLP-1 medications is, well, it's everywhere. It is at a fever pitch. But beyond all the headlines and the hype, what's really happening inside the body? Today, we're gonna cut through all that noise and find out. You've seen them, right? I mean, they're all over your social feeds, these stunning before and after pictures. And they are powerful, they are absolutely compelling, but they also tell a very specific and maybe, just maybe, an incomplete story. And then you have the news cycle, which does what it does best, right? It takes this incredibly complex topic and just chops it down into these little certain clips. It creates sides, it creates debates, and it creates a whole lot of heat, but not always a lot of light. And this one feeling, this sense of relief from constant hunger, is so often presented as the entire story. But is it really that simple? As we're about to see, just suppressing your appetite, well, that's just the tip of a much, much larger physiological iceberg. Okay, so let's dive into this first part, this initial really powerful effect. I mean, for so many people, quieting that constant hunger, it feels like freedom. It feels like control for the very first time in years. But what is actually happening under the hood? So what's really interesting here is how these meds basically amplify a process that's already natural in your body. So first up, they slow down what's called gastric emptying. That's just how fast your stomach empties. That makes you feel full for longer. Simple. Second, they send these satiety signals straight to your brain, basically telling it, hey, we're good down here, we're satisfied. And third, they help regulate your blood sugar after you eat. It's this powerful trifecta, It targets hunger from a bunch of different angles all at once. And right here, this is where the conversation usually just stops. But this is such a crucial question. Because think about it, quieting the symptom of hunger doesn't automatically fix or improve our metabolic resilience, which is really just our body's ability to handle different kinds of energy. This right here, this is where we're going to start our deeper look. And this slide, this just illustrates the core idea perfectly. The common story says, appetite is the problem, just fix the hunger. But the deeper reality is that hunger is actually a signal. It's a symptom. So the medication, it quiets that signal. But the underlying biology, the thing that created that wonky signal in the first place, that might still be there. So the most important point here is that appetite isn't just some on-off switch you can flip. It's your brain's super complex interpretation of all these different things you see here. Your energy levels, your hormones like leptin, how stressed you are, how well you slept. It's like a whole dashboard, not just a single warning light. And because appetite is this really complex dashboard, your body doesn't just, passively accept these new instructions. Nope, it adapts. And understanding how it adapts is absolutely key to getting the long-term picture with these medications. The messaging we see? It always focuses on these really powerful, really appealing things. The total pounds lost, complete control over your appetite, the sheer simplicity of a once-a-week shot. And look, none of that is necessarily wrong, but it is definitely not the whole picture. But here's the stuff that's often left out. The reality that everyone's journey is different. Some people hit a plateau and just stop losing weight. Others really struggle with side effects. And for a lot of people, the body just adapts over time. The point is, the journey isn't a straight line down for everyone, and that's a critical piece of this whole puzzle. Your body is constantly trying to find balance. So look at this timeline. At first, you might see a really rapid response. But over time, your body can start to push back. It might activate what are called compensatory mechanisms, like it might try to conserve energy by slowing down your metabolic rate. Then, long-term, your hormone feedback loops can adjust to this new normal. So what does that mean? It means if you stop the medication, the change can feel really abrupt, not because the medicine failed, but because your body has to completely recalibrate. And that's exactly why a long-term plan is so essential. Now, all of that physical adaptation, it connects directly to a psychological layer that honestly doesn't get nearly enough attention. And for so many people, this is actually the most profound part of the entire experience. Just imagine for a second that for years you've been battling what so many people call food noise. Just this constant, overwhelming chatter in your head about what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. It is exhausting. And then, one day, it's just quiet. That silence, that relief, it can be absolutely life-changing. It brings a sense of peace and control that is just, it's hard to overstate. But here's the thing. as powerful as that quiet is, true lasting success isn't just about making the hunger go away. It's about using that newfound peace and quiet as an opportunity to rebuild trust with your body, to finally understand its cues and learn to work with them, whether medication is part of your long-term plan or not. So, after peeling back all these different layers, the physiological, the adaptive, the psychological, how should we really think about these powerful medications? Where do they fit in? Well, they are not villains, and they are definitely not magic. They are incredibly effective tools. And like any powerful tool, their effectiveness really depends on having the right context, the right plan, and a very clear understanding of what they do, and just as importantly, what they don't do. And this right here is maybe the single most important takeaway from all of this. Just reducing your appetite does not automatically create sustainable health on your own. That takes a whole framework that goes way beyond the medication itself. A framework that includes things like nutrition that builds muscle, movement that improves your metabolic health, and a much deeper understanding of your own body's signals. Ultimately, this whole thing is about moving past the noise. It's about taking your time, thinking critically, and choosing carefully. Because in a room full of people shouting, the loudest voice is almost never the most informed. So the real question is, who are you listening to?